Ukraine's pilots now will be trained on these F-16s. Seems like a good thing. Took a little while to happen. Russia calls this a colossal risk. What are your thoughts on this development?
Well, first, it's a very good thing, and it's a two-step process. As President Biden announced in Hiroshima during the G7, or the tail end of the G7 on Sunday, that we're going to provide F-16 training for the Ukrainian combat fighter pilots. That's the first step of the process. The second step of the process is actually getting them those aircraft. I expect they'll probably come from European NATO nations and so forth, but this is significant. It's going to take them about 4 months to get combat ready to start to fly and fight over the skies of Ukraine. But nonetheless, I think it's significant, and it's going to be a key play here, not necessarily in the next several weeks or months or so, but certainly at the tail end of 2023. And I think as the conflict certainly is going to be still conducted through 2024. So this is a significant operational step for the Ukrainians.
A game changer?
Game changer is, I think I would call it a game changer, but not now. I think let's stay focused on the training aspect of this. It could certainly be what I would call maybe an operational tipping point. I'm not trying to mince words with you, but it is significant in order to give the Ukrainians the edge of being able to protect their airspace, but also to provide air-to-ground combat support, close air support, what we call it, to the Ukrainian ground forces as they conduct that counteroffensive operations, particularly starting in the fall or later on. The other aspect of this, Marni, is it's a long-term play also, because Ukrainians, they've lost 60 combat aircraft in this conflict. And so if you look beyond, perhaps the counteroffensive or the conflict itself, adding F-16s will also be significant, I believe, in deterring Russian aggression, say, post the conflict. And so it's a multi-phase, significant move here.
We have talked a lot about the city of Bakhmut and the bloody battle that has happened there. Russia claims to have taken the city of Bakhmut. Here is what President Zelensky of Ukraine, though, said on the matter.
You have to understand that there is nothing. They destroyed everything. There are no buildings. It's a pity, it's tragedy, but for today, Bakhmut is only in our hearts. There is nothing on this place.
So Russia took a city that is no longer there, essentially, right?
He did, or Putin did. Very somber words from President Zelensky. What Russia has now is really a pile of bricks, what used to be a city of 80,000 people. And so that, you think in terms of it, quote, a victory. I wouldn't call it a victory, but nonetheless, Putin is trying to market that, I'm sure, to the Russian people. But it's really to what ends, to what this, quote, victory does for their strategic ends. That's not connected at all. So the other aspect of this is Yevgeny Prigozhin, who is the head of the Wagner Group, says that he's going to be pulling out here starting on Thursday, and then through 1 June, we'll pull out those Wagner forces. That's that mercenary force. It's really a transnational criminal organization, but nonetheless, he said they're pulling out, which means that will be a gap in the lines. The lines we're talking about is about 930 miles between Ukraine and Russia. But that small little space there, that gap's going to have to be filled by Russian soldiers, which they're not really prepared to backfill with, much less with any skilled combat tested. So this is significant for, I think, in Ukraine's favor, frankly.
To that point, the Wagner Group, there's been some debate on whether or not to designate them a foreign terrorist organization. There are some in Congress who would like to do so. The White House has pushed back on that, saying that they don't think that's the right move at this time. Where do you stand?
I stand, I think, again, I think naming them what we call a transnational criminal organization is probably just about right. If we call every organization a terrorist organization, then we start, I think, diluting, the whole idea of Hezbollah and others that certainly are global terrorist organizations and so forth. So I think it's about right, but we ought to call them who they are. And they're a mercenary force. They have deep roots in places like in Africa, but also they've got relationships with arms dealers in North Korea and Turkey and so forth. So they are significant, but the fact that they are not necessarily just focused in Bakhmut, and we've noticed, up on the Ukrainian-Russian border, but they're throughout, major parts of the world here as a transnational criminal organization. That's how I designate them.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.